Hi, I'm Ian Lane and welcome to my channel. In this video, I will show you how to create your first song using LyricPad's built-in lyric search function. So let's get started. The format that LyricPad uses for lyric files is a basic text file. This file can be created in several ways. You can use the built-in editor in LyricPad 3, or create a text file with any text editor such as Notepad, or in this case, download the file from one of the many web pages on the internet. Luckily for us, LyricPad 3 provides a very easy way to accomplish this. The first thing we need to do is adjust some default settings. First, select the Settings button. This is the icon that looks like a gear in the bottom right. Then select the Lyric Display text files. Here we can select the default background and font colors. I prefer black characters on a white background, as a lot of times I perform outside and this gives me the best visibility. Some people prefer white characters on a black background. This is where you can set these colors. Pick whatever colors give you the best results. Next is the default font size. This doesn't matter that much because you can adjust the size of the font within the editor. I normally just leave it at the default setting. The next setting is important and can cause some confusion for new users. It's the default font style. In order to make sure that the chords line up properly with the lyrics when we are importing or pasting a text file into LyricPad, you must make sure that you're using a mono-spaced font. The majority of fonts use variable spacing to make them look more appealing. The problem is that when you're creating your file with a variable font and you make sure everything lines up correctly, and then you import it into LyricPad, you'll find that everything is moved. If you use a mono-spaced font, this won't occur. For most editors, the font to use is Courier New or something similar. And to make sure that LyricPad 3 displays your file correctly, we need to set the default font style to mono. I can't guarantee that your files will always line up perfectly, but this will eliminate a lot of problems. The next setting is for selecting the margin size on each side of your lyric. I find that the default settings work fine for my tablet, so I leave them both set at 20. The next two are self-explanatory and will show the song title and artist on the Perform screen. I like that option, so I have them both enabled. Next is chord highlighting. This will enable LyricPad 3 to highlight your chords in a desired color. The default color is red, and I find that works well for me. If you wish to have the chords displayed in another color, this is where you can change it. The chords that LyricPad 3 will highlight are defined in the next section in the regex filter section. This may look complicated at first, but it's basically just a list of conditions that LyricPad 3 looks for to determine which chords to highlight. You can modify the list, but I find it easier just to change any weird chords that LyricPad 3 misses in the editor. Next is a similar section for keywords. LyricPad 3 will also highlight special words to a selected color. This works the same as the chords. If you want to add a keyword, such as outro, you can edit the list, making sure that the keyword is separated by a vertical symbol. You can also change the default font style for special words, such as making them bold or italicized. Finally, in the editor, we have the ability to color different sections of text, and there are 4 predefined colors that we can use. We set the defaults here. I find it useful to make sure that one of the colors is set to the default font color, because sometimes LyricPad can't tell the difference between a valid chord and, say, a capital A at the beginning of a sentence, and this gives us a way to correct that in the editor. Now that we have the settings to our liking, let's create our first lyric. Go back to the starting screen and select Create. This brings up the various options for editing our lyrics. Notice at the top we can also edit the different options for bands and set lists, but for now we'll just be looking at songs. Now select a text song from the internet. Here is where a lot of new users make a common mistake. We do not want to enter the song we are looking for in the Google bar. Instead, we need to select the magnifying glass icon in the upper left. This screen will now allow us to search for various types of song files. But for now, select Chords. Now enter the song title in the title bar. In this example, we will use the song Take Me Out to the Ball Game, which is in the public domain, and that way I won't anger YouTube's copyright algorithm. A little bit of trivia. This song is the 3rd most performed song in the United States, after the songs Happy Birthday and the National Anthem. Now select Search, and this will take us back to the Google screen. Now we can select Google Search, and this should bring up a list of sites containing our search. Select one of these sites, and this will display the song in chords. If we don't like the selected song or chords, we can go back and select another site. When we're satisfied, we can select the Disk Save icon at the top. Now you can change the name if you wish, and also the band name to save it under. For now, we will save it to blank. The way that LyricPad 3 works is saving a lyric file to blank will make the song available to all band names. You can always move the song on the Create Options screen to a different band name or rename it later if you need to. Now let's select the back arrow to return to the Create Options screen. Now that we have saved our file, we can edit it. Select Edit, then select Blank, and we should see our lyric file. Select it to enter LyricPad 3's built-in editor. Select the handle on the right, and this will display the editing options. We are currently in the edit mode, so the button with the 2 A's at the top left will be highlighted. The next 2 buttons are for song information and automation, which we're not going to worry about right now, and I'll be covering in a later video. Now in the second row, all the way at the right, is an icon that looks like a square with lines. If your lyric screen looks like this, select this button to return to full screen mode. This controls the sidebar, which we'll not be using in this example. In the next 2 rows are the controls for text formatting, such as bold, italic, and font size. In order to use these controls, we must first select the text we wish to change. The first thing I normally do is to make the font size smaller to make it easier to edit. So long press anywhere on your lyric and select All. This should highlight your entire lyric. Next, select the light gray box and make sure Droid Sans Mono font is selected. Then select the A with the down arrow to decrease the font size. You can press the down and up arrows to increase and decrease the font size. Now you can close the handle and edit the file like any other text editor. When you're satisfied with your changes, make sure to select the handle and select the disk save icon. And there you have your first song. This song will only take up one page, so we don't have to worry about automation and scrolling, which I'll be covering in a later video, as well as some of the more advanced editing options, such as how to change the song's key. So make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of future videos. I hope this answered your questions on how to get started with LyricPad 3. And if you have any topics you'd like to see me cover in later videos, or any comments, make sure you leave them in the comments sections below. And thanks for watching.